Hello summoners, welcome to MainDeck Masters. My name is Jacob, and today we have the man, the myth, the Cosmic on the channel for a versus video. That's right, we've got Cosmic plays, and this is a crazy best of 3 match. I am going to be on the left playing Trident Nova. Trident Nova is just very good red cards, destruction, 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 wiping the opponent's board as much as possible. And then Cosmic is playing a Nocturna Revival deck that goes, well, you can continue to destroy all of my stuff, but don't worry, it'll be back. So this is a really good game. It goes back and forth. It goes all the way to game 3. So make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out. But let's jump into the game, and I'm going to start us off by playing a Volcanic Canyon. And then Cosmic is going to say, well, I'm going to play a Rotting Swamp on my turn. We're going to both set up our Nexuses and see how this game progresses. We're going to go ahead and ditch a Ruby Sanctuary off of that Volcanic Canyon, getting 2 cards and ditching 1, and then we're going to be playing another Ruby Sanctuary, just setting up that reduction so we can play more spirits. And then we are going to be playing that Bearded Eagle, putting 2 cores on it for 5k, a core on the Volcanic Canyon for 6k, and swinging with that Bearded Eagle. Cosmic goes ahead and takes it, going down to 4. On Cosmic's turn, he's going to go ahead and drop down the Beldegor of the Dark World 7, killing my Bearded Eagle, and I'm going to burst the Starblessed draw, using those 2 cores from the Bearded Eagle to draw 2 more cards for a total of 4, using that Bearded Eagle kind of as bait for Cosmic. Then he's going to play the Costume Artist and just not use the Costume Artist effect to kill the Beldegor and draw, just swing with it, putting me down to 4. We're going to draw 2 off of that Volcanic Canyon and drop the Beam Rifle. Beam Rifle is not really a card we want to drop, but, you know, when your hand has some good cards and you don't want to get rid of all of them, you could have to make a concession. So we're going to go ahead and play the Battle Axe Apollo-Dinos. Such a good card. Excellent destruction effect on Apollo-Dinos. However, I don't think Apollo-Dinos is going to be very useful in this circumstance because purple doesn't really get high BP, so but either way, Cosmic's going to, on his turn, play the Black Lance with 3 cores on it, allowing him to draw 2 cards. And he's going to go ahead and enter combat, swinging with Beldegor and flashing out a Deadly Balance, killing his Beldegor and forcing me to kill my Apollo-Dinos, and he's going to draw a card off of the Rotting Swamp. And with that, I do believe he passes on over to me. He's like, yep, I'm just going to clear your board with this Deadly Balance and draw a card off of that, which is a very good play by him. He doesn't want to have to deal with that Apollo-Dinos, and I don't blame him. My turn, we're going to draw 2 and ditch the Volcanic Canyon. Then play a Hippocampo. Hippocampo, great in the Trident Nova build, helping you recur your life. If it gets in and is able to deal damage, then you're able to sustain quite a bit longer. So I'm really enjoying Hippocampo in the build. And then since he took the core off of the Black Lance to cast that Deadly Balance, I'm able to Burning Force his spirits away and get in for a clean swing with that Hippocampo, putting him down to 3 and me back up to 5. So Hippocampo definitely got his values worth in. On Cosmic's turn, he's going to play a Cavalier, drawing a card off of it, and then a second Cavalier, drawing another card. He's just drawing and drawing, and he's going to pay 1 more core for his Amethyst Sanctuary, so he's got quite a bit of reduction on board. He's setting up and getting ready for more of the game and just saying, okay, we've got lots of reduction, we've got 2 spirits that we can block with, and I'm going to pass on over to you. So on my turn, I'm looking to see what I should ditch. I go ahead and ditch a Suppression, thinking Suppression's probably not going to be the best in this deck right now because most of his spirits have Curse, and even Suppressioning something isn't going to do much. We hard cast the Starblessed draw, drawing 2. Let's see what else we have. We bring down a Meteor Emperor Sigworm. That Sigworm's going to be at 6k, and with the Soul Core on it, I can draw a card off of its effect. So we're going to swing 6k, draw a card, and say, well, are you going to take this damage or block with one of your Cavaliers? If he blocks with this Cavalier, he can bring out a Beldegor. But if he does that, then he's open to a Burning Force. So he's just going to take the damage going down to 2. and I'm going to pass on over to him, keeping my Hippocampo up as a potential blocker. He's going to core drain my Meteor Emperor Seaworm. Unfortunately, the Seaworm didn't get too much value, but it got me to draw a card, and now I have one in the drop, so if I play another one, it will have Confront when it gets to level 3. Cosmic's going to go ahead and play a third Cavalier, just drawing. And it looks like he's looking to pay some cores for another Spirit. He's got 3 here. I wonder what he's playing. I can't quite remember what he's playing. Okay, he's paying 4. Is he playing a Nocturna? Let's see. It does look like he's paying 4 for that Ancient Castle Guardian Nocturna. It will have Curse, and it will have the effect of being able to revive something right now, but he's just going to go ahead and pass on over to me. And on my turn, we're going to play another Ruby Sanctuary and then bring out that Ancient Guardian Trident Dragon that's going to be able to destroy up to 6k BP worth of spirits. And with the 2 Ruby Sanctuary on the field, it's going to be able to bring 4 cores from my trash back onto it at the start of battle, 2 for each Ruby Sanctuary. So we're going to kill 2 of his Cavaliers, and he's going to bring out one of his Beldegor in the trash and block with the Beldegor, sending it back to trash so it can come back again later. And with that, we are just going to pass on over to Cosmic. Trident Dragon did his job. He is starting to wipe the board, so we are pretty happy with that. Cosmic's going to be playing a Black Lance, outdrawing 2 more cards, and he is in draw paradise right now. He does have another Black Lance in the drop, so he can call that out with his Nocturna if he so chooses. But let's see what he decides to do. He does have quite a few cores in reserve waiting to be able to summon a Spirit. And yes, he is going to summon another Black Lance, paying 2, and moving the cores from his other Black Lance onto it so we can get another draw 2 effect, and tapping down that Amethyst Sanctuary, of course. I'm just going to take the damage going to 4, and say, okay, I mean, I was at 5, I've healed off of Hippocampo, so we're good to go right now. We do drop another Volcanic Canyon off of our Volcanic Canyon. I do believe that's all 3 Volcanic Canyons in the trash, so we're not going to be doing the draw 3 ditch 2. We're just going to draw 2 ditch 1 each turn, play out another Meteor Emperor Seaworm, and this one will have Confront if we do put it up to level 3. But for now we are going to only put 4 cores on it, put a core onto the Volcanic Canyon, because we can't awaken one of the cores from the Trident Dragon over to it once we put all the cores onto it, as we do now, because it's going to have 6 and it only needs 5. So awakening 1 core over onto the Meteor Emperor Seaworm is definitely a play we can make, and then we destroy the Cavalier and one of the Black Lance. Cosmic is going to mill a Thorn Prison off of that Amethyst Sanctuary, and then call out a Beldegor using its trigger, its Immortal trigger. So we are going to awaken 1 core over onto that Meteor Emperor Seaworm. And Cosmic is going to block with his Beldegor and then flash out a Thorn Prison, stopping my attack in its tracks. Really good play by Cosmic. That Beldegor is going to go back into the trash. With nothing else to do, we pass on over to him. He is setting up his drop, looking to use his Nocturna once again. He does have a pretty stacked hand. My hand is pretty good still too. So this game is far from over. He's going to play out a Shaz Snake. It's going to be able to draw him a card when it's destroyed because he does have the Black Lance on board, which is a Serpent. And then right now it does not, but if he puts another core on it, it will have Curse. He is counting his cores, and he's going to play that Volcanic Break on the Hippocampo. So the Hippocampo is gone. I won't be able to, heal anymore off of this one unless I get another one. And he's going to play another Shaz Snake, so he's got quite a few instances of draw here between the Shaz Snakes and the Rotting Swamp. So he's going to swing in with one of those Shaz Snakes. And let's see what I decide to do. We are paying 3 cores and flashing a Burning Force, getting rid of both of the Shaz Snakes, just saying, okay, let's not give you too many draw shenanigans. Cosmic is going to mill a Costume Artist off of the destruction of his Shazniks. And then he's going to draw 3, 1 for each of the Shazniks and 1 for his Rotting Swamp. And that does stop the attack in its tracks. But now he's going to swing with that Black Land and cast a Deadly Balance on the flash timing. So I'm like, do I kill my Seaworm or my Trident Nova? I decide to kill my Trident Nova. No, I'm sorry. Do I kill my Seaworm or do I kill my Trident Nova? I decide to kill the Seaworm because the Trident Nova does have more value than the Seaworm, and hopefully he doesn't have another Deadly Balance in his hand. He's going to swing with that Nocturna, reviving a Shaz Snake, and I'm just going to take that damage and go to 3, and he's going to pass on over to me. And let's see what I'm able to do on the Clapback. We can kill that Nocturna now, but we are going to drop an Ice Shield. We likely have one face down as a burst, either that or a Dream Bomb, and I'm pretty sure I have another Ice Shield or 2 in my hand, but we are going to play out the Dynamo-Man Tyrannoid. We do know he has Core Drain, so we're going to core up 4 cores on that Dynamo-Man. So if we do, or are we taking cores off of it? Yep, we're taking cores off of it because we want to draw off of this Trident Nova. Each Ruby Sanctuary is now level 2, so each of them will draw off of this Trident Nova destruction effect. And we swing with that Nova and we kill the Nocturna, removing 1 core from the Nova and 1 core from the Dynamo-Man to the reserve. Neither get destroyed, so Cosmic does not get to ramp. However, we are still putting a, we got rid of the Nocturna, which is important here. Cosmic is going to block with his Shaz Snake and cast a Thorn Prison, exhausting my Dynamo-Man and ending my turn. So he's still at 2. He's not taking any damage. It was a really good play by Cosmic, being able to stifle any more aggression on my end. He's going to go ahead and set up Burst and cast a Core Drain, destroying my Dynamo-Man. It's unfortunate. Nothing can really stay on the board for very long, but that goes for both me and him. We're just trying our best to, refill that board and keep tempo in our favor. So he's going to play a Costume Artist and then a Black Lance, drawing 2 more cards. And another Rotting Swamp. So he's going to be drawing quite a bit. Another Beldogor comes down, so he does have that. He built his board right back. His board was gone, and now it's back. So we haven't really cast any destruction effects on his Nexus yet because he's been putting up a lot of aggression, which is good for him because he wants to be able to keep his Nexus. Here he's going to swing with the Costume Artist, killing his Beldogor off, drawing 3 cards, 1 from the Costume Artist and 1 from each of the Rotting Swamp. And then cast the Deadly Balance and killing off his Costume Artist, forcing me to kill my Trident, and he's going to draw 2 more off of his Rotting Swamp for a total of 5 there, and just pass on over to me. So I lost my Seaworm and I lost my Trident Nova. It sucks, it's sad, but it happens. A really good play by Cosmic. We do ditch a Bearded Eagle off of our Volcanic Canyon trigger. Let's see what we can do to come back here. We do play an Andromeda, destroying 1 of the Rotting Swamp, but he's drawn so much he can probably replace it pretty quickly. But we do replace our Trident Dragon right back and play a Bearded Eagle. So looking to see what we should do here, where we're going to put our cores. We put 2 on the Bearded Eagle and 3 on the Andromeda. And then entering Battle Step, we're going to put 4 back on the Trident Dragon because of those Ruby Sanctuaries, destroying his Black Lance on battle. And then he's going to just go ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to take it, flip this Absolute Ice Shield, stay at 2 life, and end your turn. So we were able to, reset up our board, which is pretty good. Cosmic's going to play his 4th Dark Lancer Cavalier and draw himself a card. We need to kill that outside of the attack step if we don't want those 2 Beldogors coming back. If not, a Beldogor Immortal will be triggering, and he does bring back another Ancient Castle Guardian Nocturna. And he's going to be calling out more cards, probably another Black Lance. He does have 4 reductions, so that Black Lance is only going to cost 2, and he does have 5 in his reserve, 5 cores in his reserve. But he's going to spend 2 playing that Rotting Swamp. Sorry about the jump there, but Discord kind of, this is a Discord game, and it kind of lagged a little bit between him paying for it and playing the Rotting Swamp, but he played out the Rotting Swamp. but he's going to swing with that Nocturna and just drop the Black Lance onto the field, drawing 2 more cards, and he's searching. He's digging. He's got quite a stacked hand, and his Nocturna is swinging in. I'm just going to guard with the Bearded Eagle and cast a Thorn Prison, getting rid of the Bearded Eagle in the process, because the Bearded Eagle will die to the Nocturna anyway. I think so. Unless the Nocturna... No, the Nocturna is at level 1. I think I made the misplay there by doing that. I could have killed the Nocturna, but I thought that it was at level 2 and it would have killed my Bearded Eagle anyway. But either way, we have the Hippocampo out, and that Hippocampo, if we decide to swing with it, is going to be able to bring us back to 4 life. And also, we did ditch a Dream Bomb off of that Volcanic Canyon, entering battle, returning cores back to Trident Dragon, and swinging with that Hippocampo, of course. Cosmic does not have a burst card set, so he's going to flash out a Thorn Prison, exhausting my other 2 spirits, and he's going to be forced to take that damage going to 1, and Bless is going to trigger, and I'm going to go back up to 4. So I am kind of in a pretty comfortable position, being at 4 life to Cosmic's 1 with a burst card set, and he doesn't have one set. So we're doing okay here. Cosmic's going to play out a Dragonaga Assassin, followed by a second Dragonaga Assassin. And, you know, he's got his field back up, definitely. Like, it's... Recurring his field is not a problem that Cosmic is having. The problem he's having is being able to really push through me too hard. And the other problem he's having is having an Ice Shield. He's at 1 life, and you know, if he had an Ice Shield from all those draws that he was doing, he would have set it, but unfortunately he was not able to set it. So he's going to swing with Nocturna, pay for the Black Lance, and bring the Black Lance back, drawing 2 more cards, and he's digging. He's very likely digging for an Ice Shield, so he can continue surviving. And I'm just going to take it going back to 3. Like I said, I'm in no rush here. I'm not worried about taking the damage because we're able to get those Bless triggers off. And I'm going to ditch another Ice Shield. That's the second Ice Shield I've ditched at this point. So I'm pretty confident in this situation that I really don't need it. And we are going to pay 5, and we are going to play the Seaworm Nova ascending off of the Andromeda. No need to pay the... You know, we're not going to be paying the core cost because A, we can't, because it's not ascending off of a Seaworm spirit, but we really don't need to anyway because we're only at 3 life. And we are going to be swinging in with that Seaworm Nova. We can blow up 10k BP worth of spirits. So both of the Dragonaga Assassins are at 4k, his Cavalier's at 3k, his Black Lance is at 5k, and his Nocturna, I do believe, is at 4 or a 6k. But we said, go ahead, we're going to go ahead and destroy those 2 Dragonaga Assassin, get 2 blockers out of the way. Cosmic is very likely just going to block with that Cavalier. But he's trying to block with the Cavalier. I'm like, no, I have Flash, and I'm going to play the Thorn Prison, resting his 2 spirits, so he's not going to be able to block with them, but he has the clapback of the Deadly Balance. I'm going to kill off my Hippocampo. He's going to kill off his Cavalier to bring out those 2 Beldegor. Those 2 Beldegor are going to be 4k, and I'm like, okay, we can swing with the Trident Dragon. He's going to block with one of the Beldegors, and he's like, well, I could core drain this other Beldegor and bring it to 6k, but your Trident Dragon is still going to destroy it. And looking at the rest of his deck, he had 3 Ice Shield left. Hate to see it. It's a very big feels bad man moment, but let's go on to game 2. And here in game 2, I do believe Cosmic is going to start us off. He just draws and passes, unfortunately. I'm going to draw a 2 for a Ruby Sanctuary, and then pay 3 for a Volcanic Canyon. A very strong start for me against a pretty weak start for Cosmic, unfortunately. But he's going to go ahead and play a Cavalier, draw a card off of it, and then pass on over to me. He's not trying to get too ahead of himself. So a pretty good play by him. I'm going to ditch a Burning Force. I'm not sure if I'm too happy about that, but it is what it is. You're going to set a burst and just pass on over to Cosmic. He's going to play another Cavalier. And yep, I'm going to burst that Starblast draw. Knowing he has so many wind summoned effects, we're just going to burst it and draw 4 off of that Starblast draw. He's going to swing with one of his Cavaliers and take me down to 4 life. But, you know, we got 4 cards out of his 2, basically, for his 2 Cavaliers. And once again, we ditch an Ice Shield. I do believe I had 1 or 2 more Ice Shields in my hand at this point, so we can just get rid of that. We're going to play a Dinoman Tyrannoid, and then we are going to play the Emperor Seaworm. Very quickly, set a burst card, swing with that Seaworm, and draw a card. Cosmic's just going to take the damage, going down to 4, and we're going to pass on over to him. See what he decides to do. Is he going to core drain my Seaworm? No, he's just going to Volcanic Break it, paying 5 cores with the Soul Core, and just pass on over to me. He's like, no, you're not keeping that Seaworm on the field, which I don't blame him. So we're going to ditch a Volcanic Canyon off of the Volcanic Canyon trigger and play ourselves out a Bearded Eagle for free. I love Bearded Eagle. Bringing a Bearded Eagle out for free and throwing 4 cores on it feels so strong. It's still, to this day in set 3, it feels absolutely busted. And we're just going to core up our spirits and pass on over to Cosmic. We feel like we're in a pretty good situation, but we don't want to swing with our spirits and just get clapped back by a Beldegor. So we're just going to set up and see what he decides to do here. He's going to pay 2 for a Costume Artist. That Costume Artist will have Curse if he keeps at least 2 cores on it. So, you know, even if he kills one of his Cavaliers or anything like that, he's going to be able to swing with Curse on that Costume Artist. And that's going to be pretty good for him, but he just passes on over to me. And I do ditch a Dinoman off of the Volcanic Canyon trigger. I'm doing a little tappy tap with my fingers trying to figure out what I want to do, and we just bring out another Dinoman. So our 3-core Dinoman is going to be a 5k, and our 1-core Dinoman at this point is still only going to be a 2k. But we're like, whatever, we'll just swing with one of these Dinoman, put you down to 3, and pass turn. Cosmic is going to play a Rotting Swamp and then a Beldegor, killing our exhausted Dinoman, and we are going to flip that Starblast draw. I do believe we pay the 2 more to draw 2 more. Yes, we do. Why would we not? We have the cores to do it. And our other Dinoman is now a 6k. He's going to swing with that Beldegor, looking to see if we do want to block. And we do block with our 6k Dinoman. Let's see what he decides to do here. Does he let the Beldegor just die and then swing with his Costume Artist? Yes, he lets the Beldegor die, draws a card off of Rotting Swamp. Then I do believe he's going to swing with his Costume Artist, killing off of one of his Cavaliers and bringing back the Beldegor to kill our Dinoman. No, he doesn't. He just passes on over to us. So we draw 2, ditch another Canyon off of that Canyon trigger. A 3, 4. Is it an Andromeda? No, it's another Meteor Emperor Seaworm, putting 3 cores on it with the Soul Core, 5 cores on it with the Soul Core because now it has Confront. Setting another Burst card, and we are going to swing with that Meteor Emperor Seaworm with another one in the trash, having Confront, and he's going to block with his Cavalier and bring back out his Beldegor. And I do believe we pass at this point. Yeah, so we do pass on over to him, and he is going to pay 2, play another Rotting Swamp. Boy, I wish I had that Burning Force that I ditched earlier in the game. But he's going to, it looks like he's going to be getting the value that he wants out of these Rotting Swamps. Let's see what he does here. He pays 2 for 2 core drains and gets rid of my Meteor Emperor Seaworm. Very sad. I really wish he didn't have 2 core drains in his hand, but it is what it is. Swing with that Costume Artist, killing off the Beldegor, drawing 3 more cards. And that Costume Artist does have Curse, so if I block, my Spirit is destroyed. But I am going to block with this Dinoman. See what we decide to do. I think I'm passing Flash. Yes. Both of our Spirits are destroyed, and he's going to draw 2 more cards off of those 2 Rotting Swamp triggers. And he passes on over to me. I think I just drew a Suppression. I think I ditch it here because Suppression just isn't, like I said, Suppression just isn't, yeah, we ditch it because it's really not that good in this matchup. None of his spirits are going to get really big for us to suppression Apollo Dinos and then attack. And, you know, all of his spirits have curse. But we do play out a Nebula Dragon Andromeda, destroying one of his Rotting Swamps, another Ruby Sanctuary. And I think that Soul Core we just throw onto the Volcanic Canyon. Yes, we do. Swing with that Andromeda. It's an 11k with Confront, so he's forced to block with his Cavalier. He is going to block with his Cavalier. We are passing the Flash window, and he's going to bring that Beldegor back out as a potential blocker. Do we swing in with our Bearded Eagle is the question. Because we are still at 4 life, so we can theoretically take some hits. So I think killing yes, we do swing in with the Bearded Eagle, trying to bait his Beldegor, trying to just get that reduction off the board. And he does block with the Beldegor, so we are able to take the reduction off the board. He does have it in trash, but he plays another Beldegor from hand, so it's unfortunate, it happens. And a second Rotting Swamp comes back down. We killed a Rotting Swamp, he got it back. We killed a Beldegor, he brought another one back. That's what happens when you play against purple. You can kill them, but they'll come back. So we do have a Shaz Snake coming down on his end. It will not get its Wind Destroyed effect yet, but now it will, now that he has played a Black Lance for full reduction, drawing 2 cards off of it and setting a burst card, swinging in with that Shaz Snake. It does not have curse, but I do not have a blocker. And if I do destroy it, he will draw a card. So we are going to pay 4 and Thorn Prison the rest of his board. So we are only taking one damage off of this, but he goes ahead and hits that Deadly Balance, forcing me to kill my Andromeda, and he's going to draw 3 cards off of that from each Rotting Swamp and the Shaz Snake because he does have the Black Lance on the field. So he's the one really keeping my board empty. We do ditch another Burning Force. I hate ditching the Burning Force, but like my hand had to have been, you know, Burning Force was the worst card in my hand. So we are going to play the Andromeda, killing off one of his Rotting Swamp. And, you know, we do have the Trident Dragon to kill his Black Lance or his Beldegor. I do believe we destroyed the Black Lance. Yes, we do. Black Lance gets destroyed. And we are swinging in for quite a bit. And he is just going to take the damage, going to 2. And we swing with the Andromeda, cracking the Ice Shield, saying, okay, we're going to crack your Ice Shield. You're at 2. Do you put down another Ice Shield? If not, you may be in trouble. But he replaces the Rotting Swamp with another Rotting Swamp, places another Burst down, and brings out another Shaz Snake, and brings out another Shaz Snake. And he's just Build-A-Board workshopping. I can clear it and I can clear it, but it always comes back. Let's see what else he decides to do. He does play another Costume Artist, putting 4 cores on that Costume Artist, so it's going to be a 4K. It's going to be outside of Burning Force range, and it will have Curse. So, let's see what Cosmic decides to do here. Does he swing in with the Costume Artist, killing a Shaz Snake? Yes, he does. He kills that Shaz Snake, draws 1 off the Costume Artist, 1 off the Shaz Snake, and 2 off of the Rotting Swamp for a total of 4 cards off of that 1 attack. And what do we do here? Do we cast a Thorn Prison? No, he casts a Deadly Balance. And now I'm like, do I kill the Andromeda or do I kill the Trident Dragon? I'm looking through my drop going, ooh, I've lost an Andromeda already. I've lost 2 Seaworms. So we kill off the Trident Dragon because we want to be able to ascend off of this Andromeda. We do take the damage, going down to 3, flipping a Dream Bomb, bouncing his Beldegor and one of his Rotting Swamps, I do believe. Yes, we do. And that does end his turn. So let's see what we have going for ourselves. We ditch a Star Blast off of that, and I'm not sure if ditching that Star Blast was the right play, because honestly, you know, we could have set that as a burst, but we do ascend the Seaworm Nova off of the Andromeda. And what else do we play here? think we core up the Seagram Nova, so it's at 5 cores, so 1 core drain won't kill it. We set another burst. It may be another Dream Bomb, or it's an Ice Shield at this point. Take 3 for another Hippocampo. And do we swing with the Hippocampo? I think we should be swinging with the Hippocampo at this point. No, we destroy the costume. Yeah, we destroy the costume artist, which honestly, I think swinging with the Hippocampo was the right play here. Because if that's an Ice Shield, yeah, he Thord Prisons us. And then he flips the Ice Shield, staying at 2. We could be at 4 at this point if we would have just swung with the Hippocampo first. And now he's able to get the Beldegor out, destroying the Hippocampo anyway, so that Hippo got no value. I do believe swinging with the Hippo would have been the right play. But I wanted to kill the costume artist. And he's just throwing things down. His Rotting Swamp, 2 more Cavaliers, Amethyst Sanctuary. He's just like, yep, you got rid of my board. Here it is again. He just... God, purple just shits out boards so fast, and Cosmic is showing it right here. And all I have is, you know, a lowly Seagram Nova on the field. He's going to swing with that Beldegor, and if he has another Deadly Balance, which he does, then that just really screws me over, because every time I try to play something, he's able to destroy it very quickly. We are going to flash a Thorn Prison, ending his turn immediately. The damage does not go through on that Beldegor because he did kill it. So we are still at 3 life. But we are now in a pretty tough spot. We do ditch the Volcanic Break because we need what else we have in our hand. We do play a Dino Man out. And an Apollo Dinos. Once again, this Apollo Dinos isn't going to do much for us because it's, you know, he's got nothing for us to kill. So we Burning Force one of his Rotting Swamps and say, okay, you can't keep drawing cards. Though probably killing the Amethyst Sanctuary would be the right play, because at this point he's drawn so many cards that it doesn't matter. And just killing the Amethyst Sanctuary so he can't do Nocturna plays would probably be the right thing. But we swing with that Apollo Dinos, we crack another Ice Shield, and we pass on over to him. You have 4 cores on that Dino Man just in case. And we get a Dragonaga Assassin coming out, a second Dragonaga Assassin coming out, and a third Dragonaga Assassin coming out. He's just Dragonaga'd up. So he just vomited 3 Dragonaga Assassins onto the board. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in a tough spot now. So he swings with 1, draws a card off of its ability, and it does have Curse here. You're going to pay 3 to Burning Force his other 2 Dragonaga Assassin. So, you know, we're going to be able to hopefully defend against this. We're just going to take the damage going to 2. And if we kill these Cavaliers at all, then he's going to get 2 Beldegor out. So we're hoping, yeah, we just flip the Ice Shield, say we're ending your turn here, and he's going to be forced to pass on over to us. And he only has 1 blocker up, but he does have a burst set, which is very likely another Ice Shield. So I'm just kind of in a bit of trouble here. Trying to figure out what I want to do. It's not nearly as comfortable a game as game 1 was, and we drop a Dream Bomb. Like, we're being forced to drop so many valuable cards because we need to keep putting spirits on board to be able to defend against him. But the cards that we have to drop are cards that we do not want to be dropping. So we do play down another Hippocampo, pouring up that Apollo Dinos and the Dino Man Tyrannoid. And I think we just pass to him saying, okay, setting a burst and saying, okay, what are we doing here? We only have 1 card left in our hand. Imagine if we wouldn't have dropped that Starblast draw and we would have like maybe burst it. We would be at 5 cards right now and not 1 card. So I think one of the detrimental plays that I made in this game was dropping that Starblast draw, because being at 1 card in hand, 2 life, a card set in burst versus, you know, this giant hand from Cosmic is not a situation that you want to be in, especially when he drops the Nocturna and has that Amethyst Sanctuary on board. So he is going to be able to bring things out. So he swings with the Nocturna, rests the Amethyst Sanctuary, and calls out that Costume Artist, which is an incredibly good play from him because that Costume Artist is going to be able to kill a Cavalier and bring out 2 Beldegors. So he's just got attack extension, so much attack extension that I only have 3 blockers, and he has 5 attacks right now. And so we just go, okay, we're just going to burst this Ice Shield, and I do believe that's our last Ice Shield of the game, because we did ditch one. And we are going to ditch, once again, another Volcanic Canyon, and just try to figure out what we're going to do. All we can do is core up. Yeah, our hand is so bad, all we can do is core up here and pass on over to him and hope that we can survive this turn and draw into something that we can get to. But, you know, that gives him another turn to play more spirits out. So he plays out a Shaz Snake, cores up his Dragonaga Assassin, cores up the Costume Artist and the Amethyst Sanctuary, and that Shaz Snake is swinging in. It does have Curse, and it is going to draw him a card because he does have that Dragonaga Assassin on the field. And I'm down to 2 cards in hand. Take a damage going to 1. Going to swing with the Nocturna and bring out something else, another Shaz Snake, because he only has to pay 1 for that Shaz Snake. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks here, plus 2 Beldegor, 7, 8. You know, I block with the Hippocampo, and the Hippocampo is destroyed, and at this point it's like, okay, what can we really do? So we block with the Dynamite against the Shaz Snake, both will die. He's going to draw 2 cards. And I have 1 block versus all of these attacks. And even if I'm able to block with this Apollodynos and like flash a Thorn Prison and somehow get this Apollodynos under his Cavalier, he still has the Costume Artist to swing with and kill one of his Cavaliers and bring out his Beldegor, which I do realize, and I go ahead and tap out of game 2 here. Having that, you know, maybe I should drop the Seagram Nova and kept the Dream Bomb, but, you know, because we could have Thorn Prisoned and then Dream Bombed, but, you know, it is what it is. We are into game 3 now, and I start the game off with a Volcanic Canyon. And Cosmic starts out with 2 Amethyst Sanctuary, so we are, you know, we're playing reduction dot game right now, right off the bat. We are going to ditch another Volcanic Canyon. And let's see what we decide to play. Paying 2 cores for a Dinoman. Very easy, very good turn 1 play here. And we're going to set a burst. Do we attack with this Dinoman? I do believe, yeah, we attack with the Dinoman because that burst is a Starblast draw. We're just trying to bait out a Beldegor or something like that to be able to proc this Starblast draw. But he does play the Dark Lancer Cavalier instead. And we do burst that Starblast anyway, drawing 4 cards off of the proc, off of the Wind Summon of the Cavalier. And then he does bring out a Dragonaga Assassin. And does he attack here? That's the question of the century. Does Cosmic attack here, give me a few more cores, or does he just pass on over to me? Okay, he's going to go ahead and swing with that Dragonaga Assassin as a 1k, just in case, you know, like keep it as a 1k. There's no difference between 1k and 3k when you're facing against red, because it's still going to die. He does put the core over onto the Cavalier. It's fine. We're going to ditch another Volcanic Canyon off of that, you know, the Canyon trigger that we have. And we are playing out our Ruby Sanctuary, getting more reduction on the field to be able to, you know, play out cards for free, like this Dual Eagle. Or Bearded Eagle, sorry, not Dual Eagle, Bearded Eagle. So we do have a 6k Dinoman on the field and a 7k Bearded Eagle. We swing with the Dinoman, bringing Cosmic down to 3. And I think it's another Starblast on, you know, that we set as a burst. He is going to pay only 2 for that Black Lance, drawing 2 cards, and we do, yes, we burst another Starblast draw and pay 2 to draw 2 more cards. Why not? So we've drawn 8 in 2 turns, so, you know, that's pretty good. So we do have quite the stacked hand at this point. And is Cosmic going to pay for another Spirit? It looks like he's paying 1, and he's playing out a Shaz Snake. He's just going white at this point, swinging with that Dragonaga Assassin, drawing a card. It does have Curse because it has 2 cores on it, and with, you know, being level 3 with the Soul Core, he's able to draw a card. So we block with that Bearded Eagle. We're like, you're not going to continue drawing off of that Dragonaga Assassin. We will trade the Bearded for the Assassin. And he's just going to pass, saying, I'm going to keep these cards up as blockers. Go on ahead. So what do we ditch? We ditch a Star Blast. At this point, we're like, yeah, we drew 8 cards off our Star Blast. We can get rid of one. And the Bearded Eagle does come back down. And do we play something else? We pay 3 for a Burning Forest, and we get rid of the Shaznik and the Black Lance. Probably should have gotten rid of the Cavalier so he wouldn't be able to get the, a Beldegor trigger if he's able to get one into drop. But, it is what it is. We set a burst and swing with the Dino Man. He's going to go ahead and burst that flash that Thorn Prison, so I'm not able to attack again and just take himself down to 2 life. So on Cosmic's turn, he does play that Beldegor down. I'm like, okay, what are you destroying? He's destroying the Beldegor, and he's going to core drain the Dino Man, getting rid of both of my spirits. Overall, really good plays here. Like, you do not get to keep a field. You keep killing my field, well, I'm going to keep killing your field. And he is going to play out that Costume Artist. He has cored up both of his Amethyst Sanctuaries, so he wants to be able to get that search. Swinging with the Costume Artist and killing off that Beldegor, so he gets to trigger his Amethyst Sanctuary, looks at it, decides to draw it, and then he's able to trigger the second Amethyst Sanctuary, decides to put it on top. No, he mills out a Dragonaga Assassin. I'm just going to take the damage going to 3, flipping a Dream Bomb. I'm going to bounce one of his Sanctuaries and his Cavalier, just to end his turn right there on the spot. So on my turn, we are at 3 life to Cosmic's 2 life. And we do ditch the Apollo Dinos because the Apollo Dinos really hasn't been putting in any work in this matchup. So we just say, okay, we're just going to get rid of Apollo Dinos. It probably has the least value for us. We are going to play the Nebula Dragon Andromeda, getting rid of that Costume Artist, trying to, reduce the amount of value that Cosmic is able to get, and then bringing out another Dino Man Tyrannoid. And do we swing or do we just pass? We don't have we're not setting a burst here, so it doesn't look like we have an Ice Shield that we can play. So it's like, okay, do we try to swing into him and possibly lose our spirits? Or do we hold back so we can, defend ourselves? Because if we go all in, do we just lose? So I was thinking about my lose conditions here, so I decided to just pass. Was that the right play? We'll never really know. But on Cosmic turn, he does play an Amethyst Sanctuary and his Cavalier again. So if that Cavalier dies, he can get out a Beldegor, which he's got a second Cavalier, allowing him to get out that Beldegor twice if that's what he decides to do, if he sequences it the way that, will allow him to get his Beldegor out twice, and then a Rotting Swamp. So just like that, he's back to 5 reduction on the field. And, we both have 3 Nexuses out. We both have 2 Spirits out. He cores up those Cavaliers, and I'm not sure if he starts swinging here, because he's at 2 and he does not have a burst card set himself. So I think he just passes on over to me. He doesn't want to overextend either. Neither of us want to overextend here because this is game 3, and, overextending can cause us the game. So we do ditch the Beam Rifle off of the Volcanic Canyon. I think we have another one in our hand, and we do pay 5 for that Seaworm Nova. So Seaworm Nova is going to be at 5 cores, ascending off of the Andromeda, so it's a 12k, and we're going to be able to destroy both of those Cavaliers, and he will get his Beldegor back. However, both of those Cavaliers are gone, so that's 3 Cavaliers? No, that's only 2 Cavaliers dead at this point because I bounced his Cavalier first. So, killing 2 back Cavaliers and only getting 1 Beldegor trigger is pretty good. It's something that we want to see. And he is going to guard with that Beldegor and play a Deadly Balance, killing his Beldegor. And I decide to go ahead and kill the Dino Man. I want to keep that Seaworm on the field if at all possible. If he has another, and he shows he just top decks the Deadly Balance. I'm like, okay, my Nova's dead. Yeah. No, he's like, no, wait, I was just showing it to you. And he plays out the Shaznik. I'm over here confused. Don't look at me. Look at what Cosmic's doing. He plays out the Shaznik and the Dragonaga Assassin. He's like, no, I want to Deadly Balance you in battle so I can get that Rotting Swamp trigger. We're not just Deadly Balancing you right off the bat. So he does swing with that Dragonaga Assassin, drawing himself another card. And then this is where he's going to, probably where he's going to be like, okay, now we're going to hit that deadly balance. But before he is able to do that, we're going to pay 4 and flash out that Thorn Prison, forcing him to exhaust 2 of his, his other 2 spirits, and he's going to deadly balance, killing his Shazznake, drawing 2 cards in the process, and I'm going to have to take the damage going to 2, but we do stymie the rest of his attacks, so, we don't go down to 1 or lose the game outright, we just go down to 2. So we do drop a suppression, once again, a low value card in the, for the matchup. So, ditching the suppression is no big deal here. But we are going to pay 3 for a Meteor Emperor Seagworm. And, that's going to draw us a card. And Hippocampo as well. The Hippocampo is going to put us to 3 if we do swing with it. So it's definitely something that's going to help us out, being at 3. And this time we do not make the mistake. We swing with the Hippo first. And he does, flash the Thorn Prison, exhausting my Meteor Emperor Seagworm. And we do pay 3 for a Burning Force, killing both of his Dragonaga Assassin in the process. Just saying, yeah, we're going to take this opportunity to get rid of those spirits. Cosmic's going to go down to 1, and I'm going to go back up to 3. However, I have no blockers. So we need to have something really good in hand, and we only have 2 cards in hand, I do believe. I think that's either 2 or 3 cards in our hand, whereas Cosmic has quite a few more than we do. So we are still in a pretty tough situation, but getting that Bless trigger does help out quite a bit. And Cosmic is going to play himself out a Castle Guardian Nocturna, a second Nocturna. So he's got 2 Nocturna, 2 Amethyst Sanctuary, and he's going to set up that his trash zone, saying, okay, well, I want the Shazznake, I want this Black Lance, so we are going to, so he's going to try and sequence these things to get, the triggers that he wants off of those Nocturna. He's going to swing with the first Nocturna, exhausting an Amethyst Sanctuary. He does call out a Shazznake, so, that 2 attacks is turned into 3 attacks, so we are going to pay 3, and we're just going to Volcanic Break the other Nocturna, so he does not get that additional attack. He is able to, remove the core from our Hippocampo and Rampacore and send us down to 2, but we are able to survive, which is the important part. Because if that Nocturna survived, he'd get a 4th attack in, and then it would be absolutely over for us. So, but it doesn't. We were able to Volcanic Break him. We do ditch a Beam Rifle off of the Volcanic Canyon and bring out another Meteor Emperor Seagworm and a Andromeda, killing off that Shazznake, so he has absolutely no blockers. And we are swinging with the Meteor Emperor Seagworm, and yeah, Cosmic does not have the tools to stop me. Killing that Shazznake with the Andromeda was the right play, and we are able to get the win, but it was a very close game, a very wild set. We were both stressing out a lot, so I'm really happy to get the win finally against Cosmic, but this was just so much fun. So, everybody, make sure you go check out Cosmic's channel. A link to his channel will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much, Cosmic, for, playing this versus match with me. It was a ton of fun. I hope you all enjoyed this versus series. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps out more than you think. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.